The next section in your book is on conjunctions and interjections. And I think you understand interjections. It's not that hard to understand. It's just that you might not know all of the common interjections in English. So we'll go through some of that in the book, and then it'll be fine. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the theory behind subordination and coordination of ideas in sentences using these words called conjunctions and other words. So the idea is to create sentence variety in your writing using coordination and subordination. Coordination refers to two or more ideas of equal weight in a sentence. Okay, so we're going to put the same emphasis on like both sides of the sentence. And we can do that with coordinating conjunctions, and we can do that also with correlative conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are the easiest kind of conjunctions to use, and many times students stick with those and don't branch out to other kinds of ways to join sentences. And especially the words and, but, and or are the most common. But here is the list of the coordinating conjunctions in English. And we also call those fanboys because it's an acronym, FANBOYS, just to memorize them. And so many times I might say fanboys, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not really talking about guys that like to watch particular singers or groups. I'm talking about these conjunctions. So the word and shows that two things are happening and they are of equal importance. The word or suggests that there is a choice between two things happening. Okay, we can go to the beach or we can go to Copan. So those are two things of equal weight, and I'm not trying to influence you on which one I want to do. I'm not trying to emphasize the one that you want to do. I'm just giving a choice. But shows a contrast between two ideas. So those two girls are friends, but they also fight a lot. So those two ideas, again, equal weight given to those. The word for is really, for me, is an old-fashioned way of saying because. She was startled for she jumped. You know, it's just kind of a little old-fashioned sounding, but it is a coordinating conjunction. The word nor is kind of like or, but it has a kind of a special way of working in a sentence. So I will, let's see, and it's always used in conjunction. I'm not going to say always. It's often used in conjunction with not in the first part of the sentence. Like, I will not eat that ice cream, nor will I eat anything in that restaurant. Okay, so I'm saying that instead of giving two options of things to happen, these are two options of things that will not happen. Okay, that's what nor means. Yet is saying that something is still going to happen even though something else has happened. So I just got up, yet I am doing a video right now. I didn't just get up. I got up 2 or 3 hours ago. But anyway, the word so is saying that something is the result of something else. The teacher said we could go, so we went. Okay, those two things have equal weight in the sentence. Correlative conjunctions also give things equal weight, but they work in pairs, so you have to use them together. The first one coming toward the beginning of the sentence, and the second one coming later in the sentence. So you can either go to the beach or go to Copan. So there, again, we're having a choice, and we're signaling that earlier in the sentence with the word either, and some people say either, same thing. And then neither nor, kind of like with or and nor up here, it's saying that neither one of those things is going to happen. See, I use neither. And neither is sometimes used, like I just did, without nor, just as sort of adjectival indefinite pronoun. But neither nor, if they're working together, let's see an example. You may neither use your cell phone nor watch television for 2 days. This is your punishment. Okay, so neither nor, neither one of those things is going to happen. Whether or, kind of like with or, is giving options. In this case, definitely between two things. I want to decide whether or not to wear that hat. I can't decide whether or not to wear that hat. So many times it's whether or not, but it could be choose whether you will continue to talk or you will start working now. Okay, I'm thinking as a teacher, aren't I? Both and, I think you know what that means. An example of that in a sentence. Let's see. We will both go to Copan and go to the beach. Or both the girls and the boys may leave now. Something like that. Again, still thinking like a teacher. Not only, but also is kind of like and, but you use them again together. That's why they're called correlative, co-relative, together. Not only will I sing, but also dance. Or she's not only tired, but also hungry. So we're creating a little bit more variety. When we have simple sentences or we use the same sorts of ways of joining our sentences over and over again, it makes our writing sound immature, less interesting, and possibly robotic. Okay, so what we need the sentence variety for is to create interest in what we are writing and saying. Okay, subordination. Enough about coordination for the moment. Subordination, ideas in a sentence that are of less importance than the main idea. When you are reading a book, many times it will have a lot of subordinating conjunctions in it, and the reason is not only because it gives sentence variety, but also, but also because it causes there to be kind of a flow and show relationships between ideas, and that in turn creates more interest in your writing. So some subordinating conjunctions I have here. There are also some listed in your book. You can find lists of them. I don't know how many in the English language there are, quite a few. They show how the lesser idea is related to the main idea. So some examples here, while, if, because, whenever, although. These begin adverb clauses. They are introductory words for adverb clauses. So, and many times I use really short sentences to show these relationships while I'm explaining. So I will go if you will go too. So if shows a condition. I will play the piano while you sing. That shows that something is happening at the same time. Let's see. I left because she came in. That shows a reason. Whenever you mention his name, it makes me cringe. So whenever shows that it's like every time. And although that is a thoughtful answer, it's not technically correct. Okay, so it shows kind of a contrast between ideas. It's kind of giving credence to one idea, but then the main idea says, this is really true. Although that was good, there was still something wrong. Okay, so There again, those things show relationships between one lesser idea and the main idea. The main idea is the clause that does not have this word. Okay, so I will go if you will go. The main idea is I will go. Okay, the part that has this word, and I sometimes call these weakening words, the part that has the weakening word makes it weaker, makes that part of the sentence weaker. The condition is a little bit less important than the main idea. Okay, I think that's enough about that for the moment. Relative pronouns introduce ideas that describe nouns. Okay, so this, in fact, I have one here. Relative pronouns introduce ideas. What kind of ideas? That describe nouns. That describe nouns is an adjective clause that modifies ideas. And we know that because it has this relative pronoun in front of it. Okay? Those are the people who make me happy. Who make me happy is, again, a lesser idea. The main idea is those are the people. Okay? So I'm pointing out some people. And then I'm giving a little bit of information about who they are. Whatever you want, let's see, whatever you want is what I will do. Okay, so whatever you want, in that case, it's kind of describing what I will do. I'm going to kind of summarize because long explanations are not what this is about. That is another one I used over here. And there are several in the English language that can be used. Yeah. Okay, so both subordinating conjunctions and relative pronouns show that one idea in your sentence is dependent upon, subordinate to, lesser than, of less importance than another one. Okay? Conjunctive adverbs are also kind of like conjunctions. That's why they're called conjunctive, but not exactly. They're also sometimes called transition words. They connect longer sentences or smooth transitions between sections or paragraphs of an essay or other writing. And I think there is also a list of these in your book. However, therefore, still, nevertheless, moreover. Also words like first and second can be used as, finally, can be used as conjunctive adverbs. Again, also called transition words. They have a comma, instead of having a comma before them, like a coordinating conjunction, they have a comma after them. And they have to have either a period or a semicolon before them in a sentence. So I'll look at one of those down here. Choosing a conjunction, a relative pronoun, or a conjunctive adverb to use is a matter of both meaning and style. And so it gives, like I said, it shows relationship between ideas, and it gives a different feel to your writing, whichever one you choose. So here are a couple of pairs of sentences that can be joined in one of these ways. Okay. I have always considered jazz to be a sort of pop music for intelligent people, and it intimidates me somewhat. First choice there is a coordinating conjunction. Again, you have to have a comma right before the coordinating conjunction if it's joining two sentences, like it is here. Another thing we could use is a subordinating conjunction, and I have one here at the beginning. It says, since I have always considered jazz to be a sort of pop music for intelligent people, it intimidates me somewhat. Okay, so we have to make sure to include the word it there, or it's not grammatically correct. Intimidates needs its own little subject. When we have a subordinating conjunction in the beginning of a sentence, then the clause that it introduces needs a comma after it. So it would be, since I have always considered jazz to be a sort of pop music for intelligent people, comma, it intimidates me somewhat. Okay. Um, and then another way is, I have always considered jazz to be a sort of pop music for intelligent people. Indeed, it intimidates me somewhat. And so the word indeed gives a little bit more formal flair to the sentence, and it tells that we're going to say more about this same fact. And that's what indeed shows in a sentence. And it is what? It is a conjunctive adverb, and you can see that here I put a semicolon before it and a comma after it. Another way to join these sentences would be with a relative pronoun. I have always considered jazz to be a sort of pop music for intelligent people that intimidates me somewhat. Okay, and in that case, I have the relative pronoun that. Okay, and I could even actually, now that I think about it, consider that to be a misplaced modifier, and I might have to move some things around instead of just put it in the same place as I would put the other ones. Yeah, that's worth considering, but I'm going to go on. Okay, Scarlett is running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles and caring for her dying father-in-law in Texas. Okay, in that case, you can see that I put the same importance on both of them. There are other ways to join the sentence that would show more of what I'm trying to say, show the relationship between those things, give a little bit more style to the sentence than just the word and. So I could say, while Scarlett is running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles, she is also caring for her dying father-in-law in Texas. In that case, the word while is a subordinating conjunction, again coming at the beginning of the sentence, and so I would need a comma after Valle de Angeles. And I would also need to say she is down here, and because here I have a compound predicate, but in that one I have a sentence that has two complete clauses. If you have a subordinating conjunction in the beginning of the sentence, like I used then after the comma you need to have subject and predicate again, because subordinating conjunctions don't just join predicates, they join entire sentences or entire clauses. Another thing I could say is Scarlett is not only running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles, but also caring for her father-in-law in Texas. And so there we have a correlative conjunction, and the correlative conjunction is both of the words both and. Or not only, but also. I don't even remember which one I used. And then I could also use a relative pronoun. Scarlett, comma, who is running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles, comma, is caring for her dying father-in-law in Texas. Actually, this sentence is true. My friend Scarlett is running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles, and she is also in Texas with her family with her husband's family, because her father-in-law is in very poor health. Vote Scarlett. Wilito and Scarlett. I recognize that probably none of you are at the age to vote yet. And even if you were, it would not be my place to tell you who to vote for. So please don't take that seriously when I tell you vote Scarlett. Okay? But just to say, let's see, trying to think what else I could join these with. I used a correlative, coordinating, subordinating. Oh, I didn't use a conjunctive adverb. Scarlett is running for vice mayor of Valle de Angeles, semicolon. Still, she is caring for her dying father-in-law in Texas. Okay, so I think that probably the one I would choose if I were writing this sentence for something would be the correlative conjunction, because I want to show that she's doing two extremely important things at the same time. Probably use not only but also. So, yeah. So, this should help you as you go into writing sentences, which will be your written assignment. And yeah, that's it. Have a nice day.